Ooh, we're moving kind of fast here.
Gabby Thomas is telling me I'm running too fast.
Yeah, I'm crashing out on Twitter right now. We're showing the world that you can be strong and athletic and feminine and sexy and all the things. Hey guys, I'm Gabby Thomas. I am an Olympic sprinter from Austin, Texas, and I'm going for a jog.
Gabby and I are currently running in New York City. We're about to go onto the West Side Highway. Have you ran on the West Side Highway before?
No, I definitely have not run anywhere other than a track.
You're not typically a mileage runner, right? Like your workouts are more sprint based.
Yeah, so I'm mainly a sprinter. Sprinting and long distance are two very different beasts.
Okay, can you explain that to me? How do the workouts differ?
Ooh, we're moving kind of fast here, but so you're fine. Yeah.
Gabby Thomas is telling me I'm running too fast, guys.
So short sprints are typically like 100 meters to 400 meters. You never go around a track more than once.
Yeah.
And then long distance is a little slower pace. Your heart rate goes up pretty high, and they run forever.
Okay. Well, you're coming off of an incredible Summer Games, 3 gold medals.
And Gabby Thomas is running away from the field. It's gold for USA. Gabby Thomas is an Olympic champion.
I was watching your 200-meter race with my fiance on TV, and watching you turn that corner with so much power and so much control. I'm so curious. I've been dying to ask you since I saw you run it. What was going through your mind in that moment?
When I crossed the line, honestly, all I can remember was thinking how relieved I was.
Yeah.
That was years of work and discipline and commitment. Look at all this wind.
It's actually so windy.
And I just remember being so proud and happy. It just felt like a surreal moment. But
Yeah.
going into the race, I remember thinking confidence. Like I needed to believe that I could win it, and I needed to believe that I was already going to win.
I like that you talk about confidence with like how you were feeling going into the race, because I know you talk a lot about manifestation and visualization, right, is how you word it?
Yes, exactly.
Let's talk about visualization and like what that means to you before a race, because you hear a lot of athletes talk about that.
Yeah, so visualization for me, when I'm preparing for a race, is I'm imagining every aspect of the race over and over again.
Right.
So I'm picturing myself in the lane, I'm picturing my competitors, and I'm imagining myself doing it, and I imagine myself winning every time. Before the Olympic 200-meter final, I had pictured myself winning over and over again, maybe 100 times.
Yeah.
So I was really prepared for that moment, and I believed that I was going to win it.
I literally have chill. That is so cool. But you could see that being so important because you're around the best athletes in the world.
Yeah.
You have to tell yourself you're going to win the thing.
Yeah, I think honestly part of being a pro athlete is being like a little bit delusional, because you have to genuinely believe that you're better than everyone else. But no, I believe that.
Hey, Eric! It's Gabby Thomas!
Hi! Nice to meet you.
Sorry.
Just dab me up.
I'll never wash his hand ever again.
Oh,
You just replied to a bunch of
yeah, I'm crashing out on Twitter right now. Thank you.
So wait, what's going on Twitter?
Oh, just a lot of haters on Twitter. So usually I bite my tongue and ignore it, but this time I decided to clap back.
It's amazing to me that somebody like you who has accomplished so much still has to deal with haters, because it's like the people that are trolling you will never achieve what you have achieved.
Well, yeah,
Isn't that amazing?
Like it's pretty crazy, and like you always say that you know you made it when you get haters, because people are just always going to say something if you're doing something big and important.
Track aside, track aside, you have such an amazing backstory, right? You went to Harvard. Both my brothers played lacrosse at Yale, so I understand how challenging it is to play a D1 sport and also manage the academic workload. You're very smart, right? So talk to me about like what that was like for you.
I think managing both was pretty normal for me, just because I loved doing both things. So I prioritized them, I made time for them, and I studied things that I was passionate about, and I grew to really love track too. So I think at the end of the day, what I tell everyone when they're trying to juggle a few things in their life is just focus on the main things that you care about, and you'll prioritize them and make time for it.
Right, and you studied, is it neuroscience?
Yeah, so my major was neurobiology with a minor in global health and health policy.
And then so you went from studying that in Harvard to then going to UT and getting your master's, and all while doing that you've been training very intensely in track. So like, what did your training schedule look like, and what did your academic workload schedule look like?
Monday through Friday, training for maybe 4 hours a day, and then I would have class either in the morning or in the afternoon.
After track and after all this running, do you want to utilize your master after track, or?
Yeah, I mean,
Masters?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I still love the healthcare field. I love what I do in it. I currently volunteer at a healthcare clinic in Austin, Texas, and it gives healthcare to people who otherwise wouldn't have access. So people who don't have health insurance, or people who really struggle to just go and get and receive primary healthcare. So it's really rewarding. And then once I retire, which won't be whoop whoop. And then when I retire, I'd love to stay in that space, whether that's working in hospitals, running a hospital, or staying in the nonprofit space.
You've had such an incredible career, but I'm really curious to get to know your early life. I know you have a twin brother.
Yes.
I'm also a twin. I'm curious, like, was your twin brother an athlete as well?
So my twin, he did start in sports like I did, but we are pretty different. So he's more artsy. He does like video game design, and then I focus on sports.
Do you have other siblings as well?
I do. So I have 2 little brothers and a little sister.
Any other runners in the family?
Not yet, but I hope so.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay. All right, and at what age did you start taking running seriously? Like, were you doing other sports, and then you kind of were like, okay, this running thing is looking good for me?
Yeah, so I did all the things, all the sports. Soccer was my first love, but I fell in love with running probably in college. So I ran all through high school. I started to like it more and more, and then at some point in college, I really fell in love with the process and getting better and working really hard for a goal and making it happen.
Wait, so were you committed to Harvard for track, or no?
Yeah, so I committed to Harvard for track. Ivy Leagues don't do athletic scholarships, so it's kind of just like you go and do your sport. And so academics were still kind of my priority at that time.
Yeah.
And track was kind of something I did extra on the side. It was a great way to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
And then along the way, I really fell in love with that.
Where do you think it was? Like, at what point did you find that discipline within yourself? Because running is such a mental sport, right? And like, I feel like if you really want to take it to that next level, you have to do it all on your own. So I'm curious, like, what changed in you that you were like, okay, I want to actually take this to the next level, you know?
I think sport honestly had always taught me that lesson, so I knew that working hard and being committed to something and being resilient. And I got that from growing up in sports, so that's what I really appreciated about it. In college, I dealt with a lot of failures and a lot of setbacks and things that I didn't have to deal with in high school or in grade school. I feel like things came a little bit easier to me, and then being faced with kind of that dilemma and those failures really made me grow and look inside myself, and then I realized, all right, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get better, and I'm going to be a better athlete and a better person for it.
What were some of those failures that you're kind of referencing? Was it just like you're up and you're kind of in this new level of competition, or was it academics? Like,
it was all of it. So being at Harvard and being at a D1 program, I mean, I was exposed to people who were just all around better than me. They were people in the rooms that are smarter than me. They were more athletic than me. And so I just felt so defeated a lot of the time. So I think it was just being in those spaces with such extraordinary people, and then realizing that putting my head down and through hard work, I also belong in those spaces. And I proved that to myself. I got so addicted to that feeling. And I just want to show everyone else that they can also do that.
Okay, also you just got your first Sports Illustrated cover, right?
Yes.
How was that?
I'm so excited to be in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit catalog. Yeah. I mean, the lineup of women who are included is phenomenal, and I love that we're showing the world that you can be strong and athletic and feminine and sexy and all the things.
Okay, well, we're running to Cava. We're at about a mile. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a little winded, but I'm feeling proud of myself. You can do all things.
I was like, do you guys think I could make Gabby run 3 miles? And your whole team was like, no.
Yeah, I've only ever done a mile, so that would be a PB for me.
Do you think you could ever see yourself doing a marathon, like maybe when you get older?
I think I could maybe welcome a new challenge. I don't know if I would ever do a marathon, but I love cheering other people on. Being a part of the New York City Marathon this year was so much fun. I was Grand Marshal.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Grand Marshal for the marathon is responsible for they're the face of the marathon. They're hyping up the crowd, hyping up the city. Yeah. And so that's kind of what I was doing the entire time, cheering on the runners. Cool. So I was at the finish line. I held the finish line tape, and then I got to put medals on like all my friends who finished.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. One of my favorite things about watching you race is about seeing your mom in the stands cheering for you. I know that your mom's been a big supporter of you over the years, right, in sport. Talking about like what your relationship was like for your mom with her cheering and everything, you know?
It was so amazing. It was such a full circle moment. My mom has sacrificed so much for me growing up, and I've watched her chase her dreams, and I was a part of that. And so for her to be there for me and then be at that moment where like my dreams literally came true was just so surreal.
I want you to give me your advice for young girls out there that want to become a pro runner like you, or want to even just start out running, get into the sport. What is your advice to them?
My advice would be to trust the process and never give up. Like, you will always have setbacks and you will always have hurdles, no pun intended, in real walks in life, but it's about how you bounce back from them and how you grow from them. Right. And I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have losses, if I didn't have failures.
Absolutely.
So just trust the process and keep going. I thought this was a lot of fun. I'm super tired, I'm not even gonna lie to you. So you're super
Walk
fit.
it out. Thank you.
I think we should walk it out.
Okay, let's walk it out. Guys, we are done. That's a little over a mile with Gabby freaking Thomas.